covered all the animals and people on this earth, preserving for the fact that God judged this earth in righteousness because of its sin. Those animals that there are proof that God covered everything rapidly within 1 year. All of that water and all of that soil covered all those animals and preserved the fact. Did you know that there's been blood found in dinosaur bones the last 5 years, and it's totally thrown off the theory of evolution, because there is no way that soft blood tissue can exist even past 14,000 years. Did you know that?
Well, it's theory.
No, that's a proven fact right there. It is totally throwing off the theory of evolution. Look it up for yourself. Google it. Look up T-Rex soft blood cell tissue. It's totally throwing off the theory of evolution. See, the thing is, you're wanting to keep to a man-made theory that you can't prove, and neither can any other scientist. That's why it's called a theory. You're believing in that theory because it keeps a God who will judge you for your sins out of your mind. Now, it doesn't matter what you or I believe, okay? I'm going to admit that to you. What you believe doesn't matter, and what I believe doesn't matter. What matters is the truth. You can say you don't believe in the law of gravity, but as soon as you step off a 10-story building, that law of gravity will grab hold of you and bring you down to your death. You can say, I don't believe in God, the Ten Commandments, hell, heaven, or anything. But the truth of the matter is, your conscience convicts you, and your death will be evidence of your sin. And whether you believe it or not, God will judge you by the Ten Commandments.
We have proof of gravity.
You see the effects.
We are weighted on the land.
Can you prove where gravity comes from? No, exactly right.
It's weight.
No scientist can prove where. They have theories on how gravity works, but no scientist can tell you for a fact how gravity works, okay? Let me pull something out before you guys leave for the night, but I've got all kinds of stuff about how there's thousands of things that the Bible knew. Here, let me do this. There's thousands of things the Bible knew before man ever knew it, thousands of years before it. Like wash your hands to keep disease away, like waterways in the path of the moon, the sun, and the earth. All those things were known thousands and thousands of years. Science itself was created by Christians who wanted to find out the organization of the laws of God. They could see that creation is very organized and very constructed, and they could reason from God that He has put all these things in place so that we can observe, test, and know what the truth is. Now, your conscience, it's either been seared or it convicts you. If it convicts you, that means that you're not totally given over to your lust. If you are not convicted when you lie or when you steal or when you're looking at a woman and she looks at you, if you don't look away, that means that your conscience has been seared. You don't care any longer what is right and wrong. Is there such thing as right and wrong?
Yeah.
Yes? Or where does right and wrong come from? Because if there is no God, my opinion as a man and your opinion as a man makes no greater opinion. They're all equal.
Why would it be okay to stab someone
It was perfect. Why is that obvious? It's perfectly okay for Hitler. Is it perfectly okay? It's perfectly okay for Stalin. It's perfectly okay for murderers today.
Yeah, but they got in trouble.
But why they get in trouble? Because some man said that that's not right?
Yeah.
So then
it's like the Bible. The man says that's right.
No. Either God created these laws and He judges everything that He has created, or man is here by accident, came out of the slime, out of non-organized material that supposedly came together. If that happened, then it's perfect. There's nothing wrong in this world. A pedophile is perfectly okay being a pedophile because there's nothing wrong. A murderer is perfectly okay being a murderer because there's no standard. Who has the righteous standard to say that is wrong? Everybody else is just a man. So who can say that?
Laws were made by man.
Exactly, but why were they made by man? Who governs those laws? Because Hitler made laws too. So whose law is right? America's law that we shouldn't murder someone, or Germany's law who said it was okay to murder Jews?
Depends on what you think.
Yeah, and then
depends on the way you think, but that means everybody's okay. There is no one to be judged on this earth. I can rape, murder, and steal all I want because I'm a man and I make my own laws.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem with evolution and secular. It is a religion of secular humanism. You can look it up in the district courts, 19 1912, it was ruled a religion, secular humanism. Evolution is nothing new. It's what Plato and all the others taught, that everything miraculously just happened on its own. It makes no logical sense. There's no way gas in this universe can come out of nowhere and explode and make everything in orderly. You can't believe even a pencil. Could you believe a pencil happened on accident? It's only three materials: an eraser, wood, and lead. And those are just three things, but yet it takes trillions of things to put any person together.
Then what created God? What created
God was outside of everything that we know today, time, space, and matter.
What is
he always be?
Because he's not in anything that we understand as time, space, and
You can't
matter.
understand something coming from nothing.
We can't understand him.
You can't understand that.
No, I guarantee you can understand God.
Yeah,
He's given it to you. He's given you His Word. Now, the truth of the matter is, do you want to continue in your sin and reject God, or do you want to put your trust that God did come and die for you? That's up to you. You can love your sins all you want, but I guarantee you, your death will come to you, and it will be brought forth on your day of judgment, every thought, every word, and every deed. You're ashamed of your sin because there is a price to be paid. There is a judge who will judge us. There's nothing that's going to slip through this crack. Now, you can either continue to believe man, that in his theory that we all came from slime, from a bunch of rocks that supposedly rained, and we got together all these little chemical forms, or God is outside space, time, and matter, and He created this universe for us in His pleasure. Now, those are two separate ideologies. Did everything happen on accident and no man's opinion is greater than any other man, or did God create everything and He established what is right and what is wrong? That's up to you to determine. But you're accepting both of those facts, both of those theories on faith. So either way you look at it, you're accepting it by faith. You're either accepting man or you're accepting God. Is He capable of creating the universe, coming and dying for us, resurrecting Himself on the third day, and putting a book together that explains the way man can be reconciled unto God?
If we're like that, where did God come from?
I just told you, He's totally outside of time, space, and matter.
But that's just saying
That's
He's
like an
out of
escape.
out of the place. But who created that place? He did not create.
No, who says it's a place? The way God describes it, it's not a way that man could describe it. It says, I am that I am. That's the way He describes it. He goes, I am that I am. There's no way He can describe what everything was like before we were here. All I can tell you is, according to the Bible, God created the earth and then the heavens, which is the universe, and He's completely outside of that. Time in His place is not time as it is here on this earth.
Yeah, but everything has to be created from something else.
I thought you said that everything just happened on accident.
Because if that, I mean, that's like totally
That was created by
judging something else. Like if you're saying it was created by something, what was that something created by? What was the
Okay,
thing that was created?
why don't you apply that same fact to your own theory?
Yeah, but I know, but
You don't. See, all I can tell you is God is completely outside of this thing that we call reality as we know it. He lives in a totally separate reality that He separated Himself from, came down here and died for your sins.
it's like saying the same thing. Though. You can't.
Okay, so you're realizing then that you're accepting on faith complete belief in what a man has to say, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's what we were trying to get down to a minute ago. Because you said, how can I believe what a man